Hello, everyone. I'm Sergio Ariz. I'm the author of books on how to get an ex back. I've produced over 1,600 consultations on winning women back. And in this video, I'll share the methods that, in my experience, work best for reconciling with a wife and getting her back before divorce. The first method is to limit contact. Don't talk to your wife and wait for things to get better on their own. A husband often makes many mistakes when trying to win back his wife, chasing after her, begging her to come back, and trying to control her. This only makes things worse. The wife doesn't come back, she only wants to stay away and stop talking to her husband. If you stop doing these things, the relationship and communication might start to get better. Sometimes this can fix the relationship, but in most cases, this method is not enough. However, it can be a good first step. This method is easy to use with clear instructions. If you can manage your emotions, just limit contact with your wife and don't initiate a conversation if it's not necessary. For example, only discuss important topics like the kids or other important issues. After limiting contact, you just need to wait. Unfortunately, this method doesn't fix marriage problems. This can lead to the wife leaving again because she may face the same issues with her husband and become unhappy once more. After all, the husband didn't establish a strong relationship foundation. He may think that he has now figured everything out and will not repeat his past mistakes. But if there hasn't been any self-work and deep changes in key issues, the marriage can often fall apart. The second way to get your wife back before divorce is to verbally agree that divorce might be a good solution and to work on improving yourself while she is preparing for it. Often, during the divorce stage, the wife has a lot of energy. She's ready to argue, confront issues, quarrel, and blame her husband. Agree with some of her claims and say something like, "Yes, in some ways I was a bad husband, but I can't change the past." Most men try to argue and prove that they're not entirely at fault, but that's a logical response. Emotionally, you can ease tension by agreeing with some of her points and acknowledging that divorce might not be the worst solution in this situation. While she calms down, focus on enhancing yourself. Become more attractive and interesting. Consider making external changes if needed. Also, focus on improving how you communicate and your emotional well-being. These can be very important factors. The more positive changes she sees, the more likely she is to reconsider her decision. The advantage of this approach is that if you work on yourself and make significant change in key areas, there's a good chance of building a long-term, happy relationship. However, the downside is that some men, even after changing, may try to persuade their wife with statements like, "Look how much I've changed, come back to me," which can provoke resistance from her. Being too direct and trying to convince her logically may not lead to great results, because emotions often play a more significant role in relationship dynamics than logical arguments alone. Also, it often happens that some men simply don't know what happened or why their wife left. It can be difficult to win her back if you don't know the real reasons behind her decision to leave. Here are 2 simple exercises to identify the reasons she wants a divorce. 1. List the last 10 conflicts you've had in your relationship. Often, what repeats most frequently in these conflicts is a crucial reason for, or the main cause of, your breakup. Pay close attention to these patterns and focus on making changes in these areas. 2. Compare yourself at the beginning of the relationship to the last few months. Often, at the start of a relationship, a man is interesting, attractive, attentive, gives many compliments, and shows appreciation. As the relationship progresses, stress, negativity, worries, and numerous responsibilities can change his behavior. It's crucial to recreate those positive emotions that were present at the start, so she will want to be with you again. Otherwise, she may not return and could seek those feelings elsewhere with someone else. The third way to try and get your wife back is to write her special messages, to influence her emotions and create new expectations of a happy relationship with you. You can use her environment, social media, or specific stories to convey these messages. This method can be useful because wives often build an emotional protective wall around themselves during a breakup. The psychological mechanism protects them from unpleasant emotions. As a result, they often reject logical arguments. If you can show her that you've fixed important problems and become more attractive and interesting again, it can create hope for a different future relationship with you. This is the reason why the method of indirect influence was developed. It helps to create a new expectation in her without facing her resistance directly. Examples of stories and text templates are provided in the book, Get Your Wife Back. If you influence her and create new expectations for a happy relationship, she will likely want to return to you. However, if you simply manipulate her, send messages, but do not work on your shortcomings and improve them, there is a chance that she will break up with you again and feel very angry and misled. This will make it much more difficult to get her back next time. Which of these methods is the most effective? I believe that combining all three methods produces the best results. First, you need to limit contact. Then, figure out the reasons for the breakup and admit where you went wrong. If she pushes for divorce, you can agree with your wife that it may be necessary, and in the meantime, work on yourself so she sees the changes and begins to doubt her decision. You can demonstrate positive changes using indirect methods of influence. Simply saying, "I've changed, everything will be fine, come back to me," is ineffective, because she has heard many times before that you are going to change, but nothing happened. Therefore, indirect influence can be more effective. If you have any questions about this material, please write them in the comments and I'll respond as soon as possible. If you're looking for clear, step-by-step instructions on using all three methods to win your wife back before divorce, they are detailed in the book, Get Your Wife Back. The book contains clear instructions you can put to use immediately. What to write, how long to wait, how to influence her, how to react to various situations, and how to manage your emotions to stay composed and stick to the plan. Even with a solid plan, men can struggle with emotions and make mistakes, despite believing they have control. Click the link below this video, get the book, and act. Don't wait for a miracle day or rely on the hope that limiting contact alone will solve everything. That approach rarely works. If you're seeking personalized advice on your situation and a customized game plan to significantly increase your chances of winning back your loved one, reach out to Sergio Arise, author of Get Your Wife Back. Contact details can be found in the description or comments. Please like and subscribe to the channel for upcoming videos. Your support helps us create more useful materials. And feel free to suggest topics for future videos. I value your feedback. Good luck in getting your wife back.